Welcome to Crisis in Perception, where we examine the systems shaping our world one book at a time. Today, we're diving into Yuval Noah Harari's Sapiens, a book that completely reframes human history by showing how our shared beliefs have shaped everything.
So the book kicks off with this massive central mystery. How did we, an animal that was once a total nobody on the African savanna, somehow become the dominant species on planet Earth?
You know, for most of our 2.5 million year history, we were nothing special. Like this ancient handprint, we left a mark, sure, but our impact on the planet was no bigger than a jellyfish or a firefly. We were just one species among many, trying to survive.
And Harari really paints a picture of this period. We were not at the top of the food chain, not even close. We were hunting small critters, and more often than not, getting hunted by bigger predators. Then, all of a sudden, we made this incredible jump to the top. It happened so fast that the ecosystem had no time to adjust, and frankly, neither did we.
Okay, so the book covers this absolutely massive timeline, but the real story of our rise to the top kicks into gear with one pivotal event, the cognitive revolution.
Around 70,000 years ago, something happened, and it was arguably the most important shift in our entire history. The change wasn't about our tools or our bodies, it was all in our heads. This, right here, is where human history as we know it really begins.
Now this is where it gets really fascinating. Harari argues that the unique power of our language wasn't just for warning each other about lions. It was for talking about ourselves. Gossip. It was the social glue that allowed our ancestors to form larger, more complex, and more stable groups.
But here's the catch. Gossip has its limits. Research suggests that we can only really maintain stable, trusting relationships with about 150 people. Any more than that, and the social order just starts to fall apart.
So if our brains are basically hardwired for small groups, how on earth did we cross that threshold? How did we manage to build cities with thousands of people and empires with millions of complete strangers all working together?
And this, right here, is the book's core insight, its big reveal. The true secret weapon of Homo sapiens language wasn't its ability to describe reality. It was its ability to create reality, to talk about things that don't physically exist at all, except in our collective imagination.
Harari gives this a name, in imagined order. It's a shared belief in a common story. It's a reality that exists only because a huge number of us agree that it does.
This quote from the book just puts it perfectly. These things aren't objective realities like a tree or a river, but they have this immense power in our world simply because we all agree to act as if they're real.
I mean, take a look at this document. The concepts it's built on, rights, liberty, equality, these aren't biological facts, right? A biologist can't find rights in our DNA. They are incredibly powerful, imagined concepts that allow millions of strangers to cooperate under one shared system.
And this isn't just ancient history. Our entire modern world runs on these imagined orders. Laws, money, nations, corporations, even the idea of human rights itself. These are all just stories we agree to believe in, and it's that belief that makes them powerful.
So this new ability was a total game changer. It was like we installed a brand new operating system that allowed our culture to completely bypass the slow, grinding pace of genetic evolution.
So on one hand, you've got genetic evolution chugging along in the slow lane. Any significant changes take millennia. But on the other hand, you have cultural evolution, and that's running in the express lane. We don't need a genetic mutation to change our social structures, we just need to change the story.
And this leads us to the central metaphor in Sapiens. Our physical brains, our DNA, that's the biological hardware, and it hasn't changed much in 70,000 years. But our cultures, our shared myths, that's the software, and we can update that software with incredible speed.
Once you really grasp this idea of imagined orders, it's like you've been given a new lens to see the world. You start to notice the invisible stories that are shaping our reality everywhere you look.
And this is the truly mind-bending result of it all. Our imagined reality has become more powerful than objective reality. The actual survival of real rivers, real trees, and real lions now depends entirely on the decisions and whims of these imagined things, like the United States or Google.
Ultimately, Sapiens challenges us to see our world differently, to recognize the incredible power of the stories we tell ourselves. It leaves us with a really crucial question. What shared stories are holding our world together today?
For the full, long-form deep dive into this book and its ideas, follow the link in the description.
If you enjoy this kind of systems-level analysis, please like, subscribe, and comment with books or topics you'd like us to explore next.